Assalamu alaikum. This is one of the many episodes of our glorious Algerian history. Colonial France bears a huge burden of what the French did in Algeria, but also the burden and responsibility from the crimes which weren't committed by the French themselves against thousands of innocent civilians in Algeria during the year 1942. These events should be included in the national memory files. Of course, when we relate 1942's events, we are talking about the First World War, which Algeria had nothing to do with. France forced our country into a geographically distant war, and here is the story. World War II started in 1939, after Germany invaded Poland. So France and Britain declared war on Germany. The latter responded by invading France. After that, Italy entered the war and sided with Germany in 1941. This is a conflict far from our land, and we don't have anything to do with it. But if we zoom the map out, we see that Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia are under the French occupation. Libya is under the Italian occupation, and Egypt is independent but still under British influence. To know what exactly happened in Algeria because of this European war, we need to understand something. When Paris fell into German hands, they didn't control all of France's territories, but only the north. They allowed a pro-German puppet government in the south called the Vichy government. All the African colonies were under the Vichy government, and of course all of North Africa. Most of the previous French government's leaders ran away to Britain, like Charles de Gaulle, and started working from abroad to free Paris from the German occupation and eliminate the pro-German Vichy government. On the ground, the European fight on the African land was as follows. In the beginning, the Italians in Libya moved ahead to invade Egypt and eliminate the British strategic bases there. The British army were able to stop the Italian offensive, push them back, and even made an incursion inside Libya. This pushed the Germans to come and help with air and sea support, and indeed they managed to turn the situation in their favor, and the Italians were able to take back all the Libyan territories, and managed even to make an incursion in the Egyptian territories. This is all the famous Battle of Alamein. As you see up till now, the Algerians are far from this war, and they did not have anything to do with it. On the map, though, they're considered to be under the Vichy government that is not involved in the war effort and is loyal to Germany, and thus to the Axis countries. In November 1942, the Allied countries, which are Britain and USA, performed a huge military operation called the Torch. They performed an airdrop and a sea landing in Morocco and Algeria. These are real pictures of the American landing in Oran in 1942. And these are pamphlets and tracts distributed to French people and Algerians in Oran, saying that they came for peace and to clean the region from the German and Italian threats. The French tried to resist the American-British offensive at the beginning in vain. They couldn't do anything against the advanced American war machines. They ended up capitulating. And the Americans then separated the French administration from the Vichy government that was controlling North Africa and was loyal to the Germans. They set a French administration loyal to the Allied, especially to the British and the Americans. In regards to Tunisia at the time, the Germans performed a big airdrop in it and were able to keep and protect the pro-German French administration there. So by the end of November 1942, the situation was as follows. The British in Egypt, under the Allied rule. The Germans in Libya, under the Axis rule. The pro-German French in Tunisia, with a sizable German army unit there, under the Axis rule. Algeria and Morocco were under French occupation loyal to the Allied countries, with the presence of British and American armies. Italy and Germany did not like the American-British presence in Algeria and how fast the French administration switched sides and became pro-Allied and allowed part of North Africa to become an Allied area of influence. So, obviously, they started with an almost random bombing campaign on Algeria to weaken the American, British, and French forces targeting the ports, airports, and towns. This campaign killed thousands of innocent Algerians, and for this, colonial France bears the full responsibility for these crimes. Is there a survivor of that period that can tell us something about what happened? Yes, there is. He's still alive among us as of this video. He is one of the heroes of Annaba. His name is Mohammed bin Saduq, and we already did a video relating to his unparalleled bravery. Let's listen to him together.
Je suis né à Annaba en 31 août 1931. J'ai été, donc j'ai fait l'école primaire. J'ai eu la chance, Fenty, de ne pas périr en 1942 quand l'école que je fréquentais a été bombardée par les Italiens. Parce qu'il y avait la guerre 39-45. Oui. Ce jour-là, je faisais la queue pour le pain. Et le pain était rationné, oui. Donc ma mère m'a demandé d'aller chercher le pain. Et c'est comme ça que je n'ai pas été à l'école. Oui. Voilà, j'avais 11 ans à l'époque. Et il y a eu 200 de mes camarades qui sont morts. Tout un quartier qui était... toute l'école, tous les élèves qui étaient là-bas, ils sont morts.
In addition to the painful testimony of bin Saduq, I brought to you a document from the military archive related to just one city, which is Bone, or Annaba now, and you can guess the extent of the bombing throughout the whole country. The document records all the airstrikes against the town of Annaba during World War II, and shows all the alerts recorded by the radars watching over the air and the sea. We start on November 13th at 7:50 a.m., which was the first airstrike against the port of Annaba. It lasted 55 minutes. An hour later, another strike started at 10 and lasted 50 minutes, and again, another one started at 2:40 p.m. and lasted almost 5 hours. As you can see, all these are bombings. Here, an air battle with 2 lost flights. The airstrikes continued on Annaba for many months, until we find out at the end that it added up to 72 airstrikes. If in one airstrike, 200 people are killed, according to Mohammed bin Saduq's testimony, how many died during the 72 airstrikes? And if this is only in Annaba, how was it in the other towns, especially the ones who received very strong airstrikes like Oran and Algiers? We can just imagine the crimes and the horrors that were performed against our people because of the French. I will leave you with some videos about what happened in Algeria during World War II. As we said, this war was far away from us and we did not have anything to do with it, but colonial France brought it to us. The people who were killed in Algeria during World War II by either the Americans, the British, the Italians, the Germans, or the French themselves are counted to be killed by the French colonialism, like the millions who were killed directly by French soldiers. Algeria didn't have any issues with any countries involved in World War II. The armies came to Algeria to fight against the French and weaken their army. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on our martyrs. I hope this video is an addition to your historical knowledge. Wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.